and welcome to another edition of Libertarian Alternative. I'm Dusty Taylor.
And I'm Mark Selzer, and the Libertarian Alternative is an educational television show brought to your community by the Libertarian Party. So how are you doing today, Dusty?
I'm doing very well today. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
And we're broadcasting here from the Reason Foundation here in Los Angeles. Reason.org is their website, and you'll learn a little bit more about Reason Foundation as we go along with our program. But as Mark says, this is an educational tool. If you are looking for something that really personifies what you feel in the political arena, then you may want to look into the Libertarian Party. Our website is www.lp.org, and you'll see that at the end of the program as well. We also have a 800 toll-free number, 1-800-ELECT-US, and we'll be happy to talk to you as well. So stay tuned, because we have a wonderful guest on our program, Ted Balaker. Right?
Balaker, yes.
Balaker, and you are with the Reason Foundation. What is it that you do with the Reason Foundation?
I'm the Jacobs Fellow at the Reason Foundation, so that means I write and research on a bundle of issues. Most of them focus on what you might call urban policy, so it's transportation, it's development, it's Walmart.
I see.
What makes a city work, that sort of thing.
And that's what the Reason Foundation does. Now, you say you were a Jacobs Fellow, and I asked you about that. That's actually an endowment, and the Jacobs organization actually pays for your position here with the Reason
Right.
Foundation. Is that correct?
It was an individual, yes, named Joe Jacobs, who was a very prominent engineer, and it's the same that you might have endowments at universities or other think tanks. It's you're the Smith Fellow or the
So a lot of media coverage has been focused on the big box stores. They've been villainized in the press lately. And I've always been really taken aback by that, because I've always thought these are very, very positive and good things. I go there I won't name which one specifically, but I use many of them, and I've always thought these are very beneficial to neighborhoods. Why have they been maligned in this fashion by so many people?
Well, lots of people have different reasons, but the big reasons boil down to what some have termed the Walmart effect. And they worry that if a big box retailer like Walmart comes to town, then that's going to displace mom and pop shops that are already there. They worry that Walmart is not unionized, so they don't like that. They say that they pay their workers poorly and they don't offer enough benefits. So a lot of the unions are worried about the spread of Walmart, because this is a non-union shop, and so it's competition for them. We could spend hours talking about why people hate some of them. Just the whole sprawl argument. They call it Sprawl Mart, for example. They see it as a big ugly box right in the middle of their city. But again, you don't have to go there for an aesthetic experience. Really, you're going there to buy toothpaste and the necessities of life. And most of their clientele are on the poorer end of the economic spectrum.
Are any of these claims regarding the things you're talking about, the reason that people malign big box stores, are any of those claims substantiated statistically by any kind of research?
Well, certainly there will be. Whenever you have economic activity, there are winners and losers, and I think that's what people forget about in this debate. So when Walmart comes to town, often some stores will go out of business because maybe Walmart sells, I don't know, flowers more cheaply than the local florist. But on the other hand, people save a lot more money if they shop at Walmart. Consumers in LA would save on average about $804 if they shopped at Walmart all year and just bought groceries there. So that's a lot of extra money that you have in your pocket, and that extra money can support other new businesses. And so people worry about Walmart coming in and wiping out Main Street. And my argument is, again, yes, some stores may be adversely impacted, but people have all this extra money, they can patronize other new stores. And that's what we've seen in some areas, such as in South Carolina, where Main Street has now new hip stores, vendors
stores that Walmart won't have.
Exactly.
Those brands
you're
that
not going to
Walmart
buy
won't have.
designer furniture or specialty candles or things like that.
Right.
So these vendors, they're not selling toothpaste anymore, but they're selling these things that have more character, if you will. And I think that would make it even more likely that people would want to visit Main Street.
Right, and also when you go from horse and buggies to cars, a lot of the people that used to fix horse and buggies and shoe horses are going to lose their jobs.
Right.
But there's a greater economic benefit for the rest of society to switch from the horse and buggy to the car, so that a lot more people will have a lot more economic opportunities. And it seems to me the people saying no to Walmart are doing just that. Let's keep the horse and buggy, because what Walmart and the other big box stores, I shouldn't probably name any stores in this argument at all, but there are 4 or 5 of them that I know of. But what they're doing is taking advantage of something called the economy of scale, which is what the old guard socialists in the 30s used to say they were going to do. Let's take over all of industry and centralize it in one place and then distribute it all. And that way it'll cost less money to make a greater amount of goods that we can, and this will benefit the poor. Now, they failed at doing that. And even in extreme examples, like in North Korea, which has a communist government, they're attempting there to distribute the food through a government system. And it's not working at all, and there's people starving. I hear as much as hundreds a month or even more. But the thing is, if a government program came into a neighborhood and gave everyone, all the low-income people there, as you were saying, a break on all of their goods and services, then they would be praised.
Exactly.
But a private industry is doing it here, and they're being attacked.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, I think it's a lot of the political interest groups just trying to protect themselves, and I think it's very well put how you put it in a broader context, because you really do have to step back and think, in terms of human history, we humans have been struggling to survive for most of it, simply to get enough food to stay alive. And here someone has given us food at very cheap prices. And you make a good point. If someone were to be, wear a government suit and do that,
right,
we praise them. Or if someone gives food to the poor and uses volunteer work, who volunteers are paid $0, they're also praised as well. But if you give people the next best thing, a very, very cheap but not free food, and people who are employed are passing it out and working there, then they're up in arms. So I think there's perhaps not the consistency that we would like among the critics.
If I was just to say, okay, I'm a politician, I was just to say, I'm going to give all the poor people who live in this neighborhood and the middle class people 30% off on their groceries. I'm going to give them each a ticket and have them go in, and we'll have the government pay for it. I'd be reelected. Now, big box stores come into neighborhoods and do the same thing, give people a 30% reduction on their grocery bill, and they're villainized. I mean, how does that make any sense? I'm flabbergasted by it.
I think I certainly don't justify it. I am right on the same page with you, but I think what happens is that you have these neighborhoods that are built on generations and generations of shoeing horses and taking care of the buggy and doing, being a florist for maybe, not the real $500 an arrangement kind of thing. It's not the high end of things. This is generational, and it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction. Oh my gosh, a Walmart's coming in, or another big box store is coming in. That means my family, for the last 3 generations or 4 generations, my business now is going to go away.